Yo, what's going on, everybody? Just straight out of Boston here, aka the King of Boston. Today we're back for episode number 16 of my Colorado Rockies series here on Out of the Park Baseball 16, and today we are back for the off-season episode after a disappointing finish to the 2020 season, where we got eliminated in the NLDS, swept by the LA Dodgers, 3-game series. After that finish, we are on to the off-season now, coming off of a 97-win team. And I'm excited to say that we are officially in win now mode. I really think that next year we have a chance at winning the World Series, like a legitimate chance, because it's sort of been building this way for a couple of years now. But really, 2021 is, I think, going to be our first legit chance at fielding a World Series contender, and that's mainly because of the added, force we're going to have from our farm system. With Austin Smith, Brady Aiken, Thomas Dillard, Dominic Foscalina, maybe even William Wallace, Dalton Griffin, Hunter Parsons. I'm not 100% sure about the last couple of those guys, but Foscalina, Aiken, and Dillard, 3 top picks, 3 years in a row. They're all going to come up this year, and they're all going to be a part of the big league club. So we're getting reinforcements basically, and we have a lot of room to make on our roster, quite frankly. We're going to be dealing away some pitching, so next year I want Smith and Aiken in the rotation by the 3rd week of the season or whatever. I'm going to hold them down for the first couple weeks just to get next year service time out of them. Then they're going to be up in the rotation, ready to go. They're both 4.5-star potential, 2.5 to 3-star currently, 24 years old. They've both had a full year in AAA now. Both pitch pretty well, and we are ready to hand over the car keys, so to say. Foscalina, same thing. He's going to take over at, I don't even really know an infield position quite yet. He can play 3 infield positions really well. It kind of depends on what infielders we decide to move. Yeah, we could also get, an impact from Dalton Griffin next year, who, might eventually come up in platoon with Bryant Harris or something, especially in right field if I decide to move Joey Gallo. So, guys, I think I might move this offseason. Joey Gallo coming off of a pretty good season. His WAR really never seems like it's going to be that high. Just hasn't been ever since that one really good year he had. But this was his best year since then in terms of OPS. He started at 130 games and, hit 31 home runs, which is the second highest total of his career. So it seems like it's the right time to trade Gallo. We're gonna give right field to Bryant Harris next year. 4-star potential. He's got 2.5-star going to the OSA ratings, but his stock has fallen a little bit. Still a really good right fielder, defensive right fielder. And we'll still have Dahl and Benintendi. We'll probably bring back in left field next year. We'll certainly bring back Daz Cameron, though, and Cameron could see some time in left field because he's so good defensively. Maybe we could even have a platoon there. And then in the infield, so we're going to make room for Foscalina. We're not going to move Arenado. I talked about it before, but Arenado's kind of become our Evan Longoria. Like, I just don't think I'm going to move him. He's the face of the franchise. I'll probably do whatever I can to keep him on the team for as long as I can, and maybe even retire his number at the end of when it's all said and done. But he'd probably have to perform a little bit better if he's going to get his number retired, because he has kind of dipped here in the last couple of years. His offensive numbers haven't been the same, and his WAR sort of reflects that. So we'll see. But I'm not going to move Arenado, which means I'm either going to have to move Ketel Marte or Willie Adams or Max George. And I want to hold on to George. I think George, I'd like to give a shot at shortstop next year, full-time, and Marte I think works better as a backup than Willie Adams does. So I think I'm going to try and move Willie Adams and see what I can get for him. He's a poor fielder. He's a very good offensive player, but I think he's regarded as a selfish player too, apparently it looks like. So he definitely seems like the odd man out in that sort of scenario. And then Tom J. Murphy. Murphy has 2 years left of team control, so we could keep him for next year, bring him back, split playing time between him and Dillard. We could give Dillard some playing time at first base, especially against left-handed pitchers, where Mike Papi tends to struggle. We can take a look at his splits. Yeah, so definitely better against righties this year than lefties. So we could definitely, it could be a good idea to give Papi some days off against lefties. So we give ourselves a lot of versatility with the things that we, are trying to do here. So 3 guys to look to that we might move, or a couple guys to look to that we're going to move. It looks like Willie Adams, Joey Gallo, and then as for the rotation. So next year, we definitely want to hold on to Jose Fernandez. I'm not sure what we want to do with Sonny Gray, to be honest. He could come back. I mean, he's put up 2 years with half-decent FIPS. 3.95 and then 3.50, even improved last year. He's not getting close to 10-5 rights or anything, and he's only got 2 more years left on his contract after this year. So, you know, next year might be the year to move Sonny Gray. How do they do in the postseason? We can actually just go to his game log. Yeah, he had a really good start in the postseason, so we might keep him. He makes a lot of money, though. If money gets tight, he's definitely the guy to go. But I don't think it will if we're going to move Gallo, and yeah, mainly if we're just going to move Gallo. We could move Hyunjin Ryu, so he's got 1 year left on his contract at $12 million a year. You know, coming off of another solid season, nothing spectacular, but I bet we could get pretty good value for Ryu if we wanted to move him. Could hold on to Eduardo Rodriguez. Dylan Bundy's a free agent. I guess he has arbitration, so I guess we'll bring him back. He's only going to make $1 million, but, you know, it might be as a bullpen arm anyway. I'm not really sure. If I'm going to get, I'm certainly not going to give an opening day rotation spot to him. We have Owen B, still Drake Owen B, who we got from Texas last year in the same trade as Alec Asher, I believe. Was that all one trade? Whoops. Yes. Oh, no, it wasn't. Actually 2 separate trades. Oh, we didn't pick up Asher till this year. I completely forgot. Yeah, we got him from Mario Avila. All right, so we'll probably give, so we got Fernandez, Gray, and then we got, what, 2 young guys plus Parsons. So I say we could pretty much dump everybody, except if we're going to hold on to Gray, we can hold on to him, we can hold on to Asher, we can dump Ryu. We could trade Eduardo Rodriguez as well. But he, you know, he's not making a lot of money, so it wouldn't hurt to keep him. But we'll see what we do there. I mean, we're going to need some depth. You can't just solely rely on young guys. So, you know, we'll see where that goes. But all right, let's take a look at arbitration. So Kyle Crockett is a free agent, and we're probably not going to bring him back. Yeah, he wants a pretty good amount of money. I'm not so sure I'm going to be able to get a qualifying offer to him, though. 3 years, $33 million, or is he going to take the 1 in 15? I'm not sure we have the money to give him 1 in 15. But I think we'll try, because he had a really good year. So hopefully he will just decline that. We can get an extra first-round pick for him. Mike Poppy, we definitely want to bring back. I'm not to the point where I want to extend Poppy and give him some sort of long-term deal, but he did have a really good season for us. So we should definitely bring him back. Yeah, he's not asking for a long-term deal, so I won't rush to give him one. We'll see where he stands after another season. Who else? Andrew Benintendi, same thing. We'll give him a 1-year deal, especially Benintendi. I don't know if Benintendi's really going to be the everyday left fielder for the future for us. You know, that might go to Dalton Griffin if all works out. But certainly a serviceable starter for now, and I think he could even improve upon his numbers that he had last year with us. So bring him back. Max George, definitely going to bring back. You know, like I said, I think I'm going to give him shortstop next year. Another guy who I don't want to jump the gun and give an extension to quite yet. He's got to prove to me that he can be an everyday ball player for us. Ketel Marte, you know, we've always seen him as a bench player anyway, so we'll just continue with the 1-year offers to him. Tom J. Murphy, so 2 years left on his contract, still not going to extend him, even though he's asking for it right now. And this would actually be a good price to get him at if he bounced back and had, you know, replicated the 2 years he had before, where he OPS'd over 800 and had, you know, was over a 4.5 win player. But, you know, it's definitely no sure thing that he's going to return to that. Let's see what the variation in his BABIP was. Down to 281. So we had 2 pretty high BABIP years and then a relatively low one. So, you know, the likely scenario is he's probably somewhere in the middle, which puts him, you know, probably as something other than a $12 million a year player. So I don't really want to pay him that. We will give him 8.75 though. And then, like I said, he's a guy we could probably trade next year. We could look to trade him this year just to see what his value is, but I imagine it'd be higher if we waited a year and let him try and bounce back from his pretty rough 2019. All right, so Nick Mutz will bring back. He's been a really successful Rule 5 draft pick ever since we got him. Jacob Lindgren will bring back, even though he kind of struggled with us last year since we picked him up. And he's an extreme fly ball pitcher. It's kind of concerning playing in Colorado, but for $3 million. Why not bring him back? Rafael Montero. So Montero's a guy we could get rid of. I don't think I'll offer an extension to him quite yet because we might want to save the $2 million on him. He you know, wasn't planning on ever using him in a high leverage spot in the playoffs, and you know, definitely wasn't one of our go-to guys. Miguel Castro, definitely want to bring back 1.5, sure thing. On that, Sean Armstrong. Played in Albuquerque, what, all year? Yeah. Fly ball pitcher. I mean, if it's only for 900,000, I guess. No, he's asking for 1 point. All right, we'll probably let him go then. Don't need to pay him that. And Dylan Bundy. So Bundy and Montero are also guys we could look to move. I'll probably shop them around as well. But all right, so now I'm going to try and make some moves, make some trades with the guys that I mentioned earlier. So all right, so we're back, and I found the first trade I am going to pull off here involving Hyunjin Ryu. We're going to be giving him away to the Mets, which are really the only team that showed a significant interest in him. And we're going to be able to pick up Yadier Alvarez, who is a 24-year-old right-handed starter coming off of a pretty good rookie season with the Mets. Pitched out of the bullpen, was pretty effective there, and I think he can be a pretty good starter if his, if his like whatever you call this. What am I even trying to say here? I don't even know what I'm saying. If his changeup develops a little bit, but for now he's a very effective reliever. Fly ball pitcher's kind of concerning, so I'm not expecting too much out of him. But I'm also going to pick up Milton Ramos in this deal. He's a guy actually shortlisted during the middle of the season after he was put on waivers, I think, or maybe not waivers. Actually, it might have been. It looks like he's been optioned a couple times. I'm curious how many. I think it shows on his BNN page. If I could find wherever that might be. How about right here? Right in front of you. Options, last option year. So, I don't know if that means this year or next year. But still, he's a defensive shortstop, second baseman, guy who I targeted. Really good infielder. And I think he would play well in Colorado. So, we'll pick him up as well. And we're also going to give up Dylan Bundy. It's basically two separate trades because I think I could have done Bundy for Ramos straight up. And I know I could have done Ryu for Alvarez straight up. So, yeah, there you go. Giving up Bundy, I don't really care about him. I think we overall gain in this trade. And, yeah, we're getting two good guys, which is good. And, all right. So let's pull this off. Hopefully Alvarez turns into a starter for us. If not, could be a very effective reliever. But we definitely have bigger sights in mind for him, or bigger plans in mind with him. So, all right, so we found the next trade we're going to make, and it's going to be for Felix Hernandez, improving our rotation even more, adding a 34-year-old Felix Hernandez who's coming off a really good year with Texas. He signed a 2-year contract there last offseason. Now has 1 year left. Perfect for us. We're looking for like a 1-year kind of guy. And I basically just went through the top player rankings and went down through the starting pitchers. Felix Hernandez was one. Willie Peralta also, but Peralta I think kind of had a fluky year in Seattle because you can see his ERAs the year before that, a couple years before that actually. So didn't really feel like he would be a good target. Steven Strasburg also would be a nice one, but Washington's not trading him. I tried. I really tried to get Steven Strasburg. He would have been perfect. $18 million next year. Could have re-signed him. He's 32 years old, coming off of a year in which he got hurt and wasn't really as good as he had been beforehand. So I thought that would have been perfect yet, but man, they're just not giving him up. They don't want to give him up. So we're gonna settle for Felix Hernandez, and we're gonna be giving up. Let's go back. Whoops. We are gonna be giving up Joey Gallo, who's the guy I talked about trading, of course, and Tom J. Murphy. So we do have to find a replacement for Murphy. Doesn't obviously have to be a 5-star catcher like Tom Murphy, but still, he's got to. We got to find someone who can spot Thomas Dillard a little bit because we don't want to expose Dillard in his first year in the big leagues. But we do expect Dillard to take over as the full-time catcher starting next year. And so in what we want to do also is have that backup catcher because Dillard can also play first base, which means we can put Mike Poppy in the outfield, which means we can spot left field, right field if we got guys struggling in different positions. So it is important to me to have a good catcher coming into next year, and I actually do have a solution for that, which I will show soon. But we're giving up him and Joey Gallo, two guys, like I said, we didn't see really fitting in with the team long term, and we pick up Felix Hernandez for 1 year. So we're going to get Hernandez, and worst case scenario, I mean, we could try and re-sign him, but, we'll see what the price tag is, and we'll probably wait it out till next year anyway to see if we do that. And then by next year, I mean next offseason. But the worst case scenario, we get him now, which means we get the qualifying offer on him. So we are at least going to get a first-round pick back for him at the end of next year. All right, and so to replace Tom J. Murphy, I've decided that I think the best course or the best way to do that would be through trading Willie Adams. Now, we're going to shop him around. I'm going to show you guys the deals or the offers that we've been getting for him. Nothing too spectacular, but I think we can find something pretty good. So, all right, so here are our offers for shortstop Willie Adams. And you can see Juan Lucero here, who we traded to. I believe that was the Eduardo Rodriguez trade when we traded him to Boston. But mainly you see some pretty good catchers, and one name in particular is Kevin Plawecki, who is currently a prospect for the New York Mets. And as you can see, some other good catchers being offered too, like Travis d'Arnaud, even Elvis Escobar is kind of a younger guy, and really got some good offers from the Mariners, especially for starting pitching like Jacob deGrom. But the thing is, so we could go after a guy like Jacob deGrom, but then we would probably turn around and try and flip Sonny Gray, because right now we have Gray, Fernandez, and Hernandez, and then plus the two young guys, Aiken and Smith, coming up. So just acquiring Jacob deGrom right now doesn't really make a difference, because he would be our, he would come in, but probably end up being our sixth starter, and he makes $11.5 million. So that's just a logjam. So we'd probably have to move another one of our starters, which is just sort of complicated and messy, and you got money tied up in deGrom into his mid-30s. I'd rather avoid that if I could. So there are some other options though, and I took a look around, but I think going after one of the catchers is going to be the best option. So Kevin Plawecki really is a guy I think could thrive in Colorado. Good defensive player. He's got pretty good attributes. Like, I like his skill set. Not the best home run hitter, but still at 14 last year in 142 games. He's put a back-to-back 4-win seasons. Gets a bump in his salary this year. Makes $16 million. So he would probably really be just like a one-year rental, and then we flip him again next year. We pay him $16 million, kind of a bit pricey. But he would give us some good versatility. He would give us some good, I guess, I don't even know what the word would be, but he just gives us a good option, because like I said, we can move Dillard around, we can move Poppy around. So I think getting Plawecki might be a good idea. The question is, I don't really know how much he's gonna play. I don't really know how much that catcher is gonna play. I mean, if all things work out, that guy wouldn't really play. So I mean, we could go after Simeon Lucas, who's a guy we wouldn't have to pay, and you could put him in the same role, and maybe not have to worry about so much. Travis d'Arnaud makes $13 million. Go back. There's Armando Araiza, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that name, but we had him before, of course. Colin Braid, Nick Cufo. So this is a very good defensive catcher. He wouldn't be a bad backup, but he definitely expects to be in the starting lineup after the season he had last year, so it could be kind of tough. I mean, left-handed bat. So theoretically, it'd be good to get a right-handed bat if we're going to spot Mike Poppy against lefties. So like Kevin Plawecki again kind of makes more sense there. So I don't know. We might take Plawecki just because he seems like the best asset we can possibly get out of these guys. And if Plawecki works out and has a good year, then we can definitely flip him again next year for probably better value than Willie Adams. So it's kind of what I like about this deal. So I think we're just going to end up going through with this. Pay him $16 million. It's going to be tough. We could try and get some... Actually, I don't think we could get any money from LA, unfortunately. We don't have any contracts we really would want them to take. No, that's Albuquerque. Oh, they can take Sean... Oh, why did we re-sign Sean Armstrong? I should have released this bum. Oh, no, they won't even take him. Alright, well, that's too bad. But okay, Kevin Plawecki it is. And, so pick him up. Let's set our roster up a little bit here, because we've sort of moved the guys we wanted to move. Alright, Milton Ramos, Kevin Plawecki, and Yadier Alvarez. And I guess we already added Felix. So, alright, how it's looking right now, we would probably do... oh, no, where... Oh, there's Felix. We do Jose, Felix. Oh man, I forgot about Alec Asher too. So yeah, we definitely might flip Sonny Gray. But yeah, Asher, and then of course we have Aiken and Smith in the AAA right now, in the AAAs. So we might end up actually, now that I think about it, moving Gray. Hernandez is definitely an upgrade over Gray. Gray also only has 1 year left on his deal. Oh, actually he has 2 years left on his deal. Okay, so still though, we could move him. We could also move Asher. We could keep Asher in the bullpen. Wouldn't be a bad idea, especially if the young guys struggle. I mean, I kind of want to keep Gray just because I kind of want to be all in on this next year. But we still have Birdie, Severino. We're definitely going to trade Rodriguez now. I'll probably look to move him next. But we have Yadier Alvarez, who's going to help out in the bullpen this year. So, got a lot of good names. And then for the lineup, so catching, we'll have Plawecki for now, and we'll eventually have Dillard. Harris, starting the year in the big league club. And we could add a left-handed outfield bat, because I'm not sure. I think Dalton Griffin, we're probably going to start the year in AAA with him. And we could call him up if he gets off to a good start. So we might look to add a bat there. We got Daz Cameron backing up center and left. Max George starting Marte on the bench, and then we're going to add Dominic Foscalina there eventually. So, all right, we're looking pretty all set in terms of moving guys around, trading guys. I think I want to hold on to everyone else for now. Oh yeah, other than Eduardo Rodriguez, we're gonna hold on to Sonny Gray for right now. See, injuries and stuff like that. You never know what could happen. I think it'd be good to come into the year with 3, veteran proven arms right there. But all right, let's see what we can do for Eduardo Rodriguez. All right, so here are our offers for Eduardo Rodriguez, and I'm already looking at Ryan Johnson, and so he could be that left-handed bat we put out in right field. I already like that offer a lot. Real leader from Texas, 3rd-round pick. Oh, yeah. All right, Greg Pickett, another left-hander, so another good defensive right fielder. Had a pretty good year 2019 with the Brewers. I'm curious what his BABIP was. Oh, yeah, 334, so definitely influenced by that. Another 3rd-round pick from a couple years ago. So interestingly enough, let's keep going back. Luke Jackson, a little bit older. Phillies. All right, I think I'm gonna go with Ryan Johnson. Definitely the guy I like. Lucero's a righty. I don't know. Actually, he is a lefty, so we could get Juan Lucero back. But he plays left field better than he plays right field. So we'll go with the pure right fielder. 24 years old too is what I like about Ryan Johnson. I think he still has some room to grow, which would be pretty nice. All right, so we got Ryan Johnson for Eduardo Rodriguez. Pretty good deal right there, I would say. And all right, so that is going to do it for a lot of the trading in this episode. I'm sure some people are going to be like, oh, you made too many trades or whatever. Really, we traded a lot of guys, but that was mainly because of our excess depth that I've been, building up for a couple of years now, and waiting to sort of strike at the right time where we can move some of our major league roster for better assets, and then move in these guys. But I honestly manage this team like I would manage if I GM'd a real baseball team. I would treat these guys like assets, and when pick the right time to value them, like picking like Kevin Plawecki. That's really just in a perfect world I would have kept Thomas J. Murphy, excuse me. Got him confused with Austin A. Murphy. But yeah, I would have kept just Thomas Dillard and moved Willie Adams in that Felix Hernandez trade if I could have, but it just didn't work out like that. So unfortunately, we got to take on Plawecki, who's got a longer-term contract, which is more of a risk, but still, it's just sort of the way things go. And that's what I would have done if I could have, but you just can't, so you got to maneuver around with your assets a little bit. You got to be kind of creative, which is what I do enjoy doing. So, all right, we're going to fast forward here now till around for when free agency starts. So I will be back. Alright, so we are just a couple of days ahead of free agency starting here, and thankfully for us, Cal Crockett decided to decline the qualifying offer, so he officially becomes a free agent, which is good. Hopefully we will be able to get a first-round pick for him in free agency, assuming he gets signed before next year's first-year player draft. Look at that, Kevin Gausman and Matt Wiesler have opened a restaurant together. Cool. And I also offered John Mozeliak, the current Cardinals GM who got fired in this game, I offered him the position of assistant general manager because he's got very good scout ratings, so I figure if my head scout, Bill Schmidt, ever decides to retire or leave or whatever, then I can always transition Mozeliak. People have told me it's good to keep a sort of an insurance option for a good head scout as your assistant GM, as sort of like a backup plan if your guy ever leaves. So, all right, and yep. Other than that, we won. Let's see, what did we win? I know we won a Gold Glove where are they? Oh yeah, we won a Gold Glove with Nolan Arenado, a Silver Slugger with Mike Poppy, and Kyle Crockett won NL Reliever of the Year. So cool beans there. Let's keep going forward here. Oh, I also decided to not extend offers to Sean Armstrong or Rafael Montero, so they both became free agents. Figured they probably won't make the big league team next year anyway, so decided to let them go. Anyway, we got free agents here, so let's see. Any good international free agents? Always want to check this. This is where you can get a real stud. But so far we've struck out each and every year on getting anyone to be like a stud or a diamond in the rough for us or anything like that. We did sign the guy last year who's been a good backup outfielder for us, but yeah, nothing in this year's market. So this year is a very good free agent market. Jorge Soler, Gregory Polanco, Mike Trout, Masahiro Tanaka, Derek Norris, Cole Hamels, Anthony Rizzo. I mean, this is a stacked class. Like, holy smokes. Anthony Rizzo would be nice as hell, but we do not need him. So, we will not be getting him. Keep going though. I mean, oh my goodness, Brandon Belt, Nick Martinez, Vance Worley, Taijuan Walker, still a 3-star pitcher. Yep, been pitching well for Boston though. So all right. Anyway, let's just look at the free agent list here, see if there's anyone we think might be worth picking up. Probably not. I don't think we really have that much money to play with in the first place after we picked up Plawecki. Yeah, we only have $8 million. So, Kelvin Herrera, Mike Trout, Wade Davis, Yu Darvish. Ooh, this would be interesting. Still could be a starter as a fly ball pitcher, but $2 million. I mean, what if we did 2 years with a team option at this money? I think I would do this. I mean, he's at least worth a $2 million shot, taking a shot on. I think he got hurt. Or it looks like he pitched out of the bullpen last year too. That's interesting. But I definitely think he'd be worth a shot. Mikey Perez. All right, and then yeah, it definitely falls off after that. Matt Carpenter. He's leaving Minnesota. He was part of that stack team. Prince is a free agent. Matt Moore. Craig Kimbrell. Ooh, for $2 million. Oh, sure, why not? Let's give you a $2 million. We'll do a 3-year deal. Could I even get team options on these? Oh, wow. He really doesn't want anything. Holy smokes. Alright, so we can get Craig Kimbrell. That'd be pretty nice. Even though he's definitely not the guy he used to be still. I mean, it's not like he pitched bad for LA last year. Yeah, there's Crockett, so you'd replace Kimbrell with Crockett. Not a bad idea. Or replace Crockett with Kimbrell. Jace Peterson. Oh yeah, Addison Reed's a free agent. Taijuan Walker. Okay, so I mean, there's definitely some relievers we could pick up. David Hernandez, but I think we're good with just picking up Darvish and Kimbrell. So we'll see what those guys think of those offers. Just sort of buy low guys. Could be good to the team. Could be good to add to the team. Always looking to add arms, just because nothing's really ever a sure thing. Like and Jose Fernandez always gets hurt these days, so nothing's really a sure thing in playing in Colorado with your starting staff. But all right, so we got John Mozeliak, and now we got the Rule 5 draft. So we gotta remember the minor league teams as always. But wow, I already see we have a lot of guys to make room for. So first, actually, then let's make some room in our 40-man, because I think we're gonna need more than 4 spots. All right, so we can DFA Lehman Acosta. Robbie Perkins, kind of need 3 catchers on the staff, I'm pretty sure, or on the 40-man is what I meant. Urias, he was good for us last year. I guess we have Austin and Murphy, so yeah, then we can designate Robbie Perkins for assignment. McNamee, we probably shouldn't. I mean, we can try to. I wouldn't really. Yeah, we can waive and DFA him. Alright, so now we got 7 spots. Yeah, we'll see if that's enough. And if McNamee gets claimed, I'm not going to be too upset, to be honest. But it's Albuquerque, we got to add. Don't need to add Franco. Gore, we don't need to add. Dalton Griffin, we definitely need to add. Let's see. Carter Kieboom, yeah, we're going to want to add him. Former 3rd round draft pick, I want to say, or maybe 2nd round in that 2015 draft. McMahon, we don't need to. McMullen, these guys, we can probably skip. Maybe we shouldn't. Yeah, we should probably add that guy. Orozco. Where was he? Jesus, we have a lot. Oh my goodness. See, our minor league system is more stacked than ever. See, maybe we might not add Orozco because we might not have a choice. Look, still got to add William Wallace and Kenyon Yovan. Alright, then let's see OOTP Scouting Association ratings. Yeah, they would definitely want us to add Orozco. What about Kirby McMullen? Oh, Jesus. He'd probably also be worth adding. But alright, we got to see first. So we got to look up Asheville. I guess they don't have anyone. Yeah, they're not here, so they don't have anyone eligible. New Britain and Modesto. I know we got a couple guys in New Britain, I think. Burks, maybe. Okay, maybe not, actually. Maybe we don't have anyone in New Britain we gotta add. If it's just 2-star guys like Manus. Oh, Connor Manu. Whoa. Wait, this guy, we had this guy in, I'm pretty sure we had this guy in the Astros save. And I remember, didn't he have that same really good fastball? I'm going to have to look this up. Because that name definitely rings a bell. Connor Menaus or something. I definitely can't pronounce it. Alright, this guy we should probably add. Yeah, let's add you to the 40-man. Who else? 13th round pick, man. These guys finding studs. Oh yeah, Will Benson we're going to have to add. JJ Bleday. Might want to add him. Sure. Yeah, man, our head scout is a beast at drafting. That's why I don't mind leaving the draft in the Sanitard. I don't think we even could add anyone else. Oh, man, we might have to. Mason Template. Oh, and John Michael Bowser we might have to add. Mason Template. I mean, we should add him. We don't have room. Alright, I don't even think we have room to. Holy smokes. John Michael Bowser. Boswell, not Bowser. Alright. I mean, we could DFA Urias. But, I mean, we have to have 40-man room for Kimbrel and Darvish if we think they're going to sign. So, alright, I think we just got to go to the Rule 5 draft, hope that no one else gets picked. And if they do, hope that they don't last the full season so we get them back. Let's see. Alright, no one got picked. That's good. We don't even have room on the 40-man. If we wanted to add a guy through this, we'd have to DFA Urias, and we're not going to do that. So, alright, let's complete the draft. We don't get anyone in the Rule 5, and no one gets picked, thankfully. Alright, so I'm going to cut out now and get back to you guys when we get responses from Darvish and Kimbrel. Alright, so without any real trouble, we were able to sign Yu Darvish and Craig Kimbrel. So Darvish signs on $2.2 million with a $2.2 million team option next year. Kimbrel gets $2 million guaranteed with two team options following that year up. So yeah, I mean, he had a 2.31 ERA last year in LA. I guess his FIP wasn't great, but I don't know. I think he could be pretty good for us still. It looks like he definitely got hurt at some point. And Darvish definitely got hurt. I don't know, maybe he didn't. Maybe he just slipped so much, but I don't know. It's definitely worth a shot. And, yeah, we were able to get them on the 40-man by DFAing Forrest Wall and Julio Urias. So, alright. Now that we've pretty much made our moves that we wanted to make, I think I'm going to cut out here and probably finish up the rest of the offseason, come back when spring training starts. So, alright, hope you guys did enjoy this. Oh, whoops, I'm not closing out the video yet. What am I doing? Alright, we will be back. Alright, so we are back after the trade deadline, and we're going to go through this one pretty quickly. So I'm putting in claims on a couple players here. Kevin Ray to be a backup catcher while we keep Thomas Dillard in the minor leagues. And we're also going to pick up Casey Gillespie off waivers from the Tampa Bay Rays. Only plays first base in this game, whereas he plays third base in real life, but not too big of a deal. We have Milton Ramos to back up third base if we ever need it. And anyway, take a look at the top 100 prospects list. This is only the top 10, but no Colorado Rockies in it. So our farm system, although very deep this year, apparently not too top heavy. Take a look at our lineup coming into the season. So we've got our 25-man roster all the way cut down. So this is what the lineup's going to look like: Benintendi, Plawecki, Dahl, Arenado, Poppy, George, Johnson, Ramos. And then against righties, Daz Cameron in for Benintendi, and that should actually be Brian Terrace in for Johnson there at the end, at the bottom of the lineup, but forgot to edit that. Take a look at the rotation of the pitching staff heading into the year. You'll notice no Felix Hernandez. You'll see where he ended up on the next screen, and here it is. He ended up on the 60-day DL. Shoulder inflammation. He would miss 3 months, so he basically missed all of spring training, and he's going to miss April and May as well. Jacob Lindgren also out for 5 to 6 weeks. So take a look at our AAA team coming into the year. These are all going to be reinforcements at some point this season, or at least more likely than not. Foscalina, Smith, Aiken expected to get the call relatively soon. Dillard shortly thereafter. Parsons and Wallace potentially later in the year. Same thing with Dalton Griffin. So a lot of names there to keep an eye on as we come into the year. Take a look at the projections here. Projected to win 97 games, along with the LA Dodgers, tie for the NL West Division title, excuse me. And you can take a look at some of the top 10 projected hitters and pitchers there. A couple Colorado Rocky names like Mike Poppy, David Dahl in there, well with Johnson, our new right fielder, and Sonny Gray in the top 10 pitchers category, it looks like. So good, projecting a good season out of him, it looks like. But Anyway, take a look at the top 100 prospects. So we're going to take a look at which ones are actually Colorado prospects. And you can see we've got a ton this year. Foscalina, Dalton Griffin, Luis Rios, Chu, the first baseman, Thomas Dillard, Danny Taylor, and Sergio Cruz. I mean, I don't even know who Sergio Cruz is, but whatever. And then for pitchers, you know, another really, really nice collection. Mark Carlson, Luis Encarnacion, Patrick Mahomes, Brady Aiken, Austin Smith, Hunter Parsons. So a lot of top 100 prospects this year. Really deep farm system heading into the season, and I'm pretty excited. But all right, that is going to do it for me, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'm out. Peace.